What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Along with our paid projects this year, we're doing a ton of infrastructure here at HQ. This is the second story veranda porch, and most of the building has these asbestos based, they're pretty heavy duty if you just leave them alone, stone clapboard product on almost everything, like I say. But the front and around the corner here on the one side is stamped sheet metal to look like a brick, and it's just been hit with salt spray from the plow trucks and stuff like that. We're in south of Buffalo, New York here, and it just works along on these paints. Also, building up paint too heavy, too thick can create problems with chipping and flipping up and falling off. And so anyway, this is way behind with maintenance and stuff here. And of course, in the future, we're going to use a really nice composite one and done siding product, TBD. But for now, Brian's helping us. He lives next on the other side of the porch here, so this is his porch, and this is the 2 rooms that we cut off of apartment number 4 a couple years ago. That will be a 1-bedroom apartment, and obviously as much renovating as we do in there and at his place, if the porch is looking shabby, you know, the whole thing is still kind of shabby. So we've got areas here that he just lifted with. He's got a we've got these regressive nylon discs for my big grinder that we were using that worked great. We have wire brushes in my big drill that worked real well. Obviously typical scrapers, but then Brian's got this Wagner paint eater thing that has the same sort of setup on it as well. Format more like a router, but it's getting us this far. It's getting us the first layer into the lower layer of like creamy white yellow, and into areas that were let go completely from the metal down to the metal. And then we're using rust converter from Rust-Oleum in the spray paint can. Now he got the whole side here out of a high lift a couple weeks ago, and we got to clean some of the flakes and stuff off. But where we've got really tattered areas, this is pretty good here, but over here we had some really tattered areas, places that go through the siding itself. I actually forgot to smooth these down, but we're using polyurethane roof sealant here to close that up, and just like peanut butter, kind of spreading that on. Now there's still some areas, you know, here, and once again, we're not, you know, this whole spot here got it quite a bit. And then we're going to rely on the paint to close down the rest of that for the next, this is a 5-year, looking good for 5 years, stretched out to 10 years if you know, that becomes the case. But like I say, we're going to put new siding on here eventually. You just can't get away from how relatively cost effective it is to repaint stuff though. So we want to do as nice of a job as we can. I'll show you down here more of the same on the front porch, and we did some painting here with some rust conversion, but it only holds up a few years. We haven't made it this far, and the rest of the porch I'm actually in the process of staining the deck and stuff too. But these are the areas here that are like fully gone. I pulled this panel out. It was so bad because the downspout is missing here for a little while until I relocated it out front where it should be. Anyway, up here we're all right, but as we get down here it gets kind of ratty, and the bottom here was really bad. Now the condition of the sheathing boards on the building is still really good here, remarkably. So we're gonna have, if this is any indication, and over there too, we're gonna have an easier time, or a relatively easy time of siding this someday when it comes down to it. But I kind of just wanted to catalog the fact that, you know, we're going to come from something that looks like this here. Now this is bleached out to like a pink color too, rather than that nice barn red. Brian got that far, and he can reach the rest of this with the ladder, I think. But these areas here, we're going to dig out as much looseness as possible, and then, you know, this stuff here all comes out, and then we'll, you know, after we rust convert, we'll use the sealer and stuff on there, scrape everything else here, and a fresh coat of Sherwin-Williams, either duration or emerald exterior. You know, we'll be in good shape. There used to be a door there, and I'll cover that up. Now I have a stack of this. It's done in a, I want to say it's a 2x4 panel that it comes in, but I have a whole stack of it clean without any paint on it. It came off of a barn that I watched the guys take it all down, and then they put it by the road in a big block on a pallet. And so I drove by and said, "Hey, are you trying to?" He said, "Yeah, if you want to buy it." I gave him $100. So I will make some repairs here and there, maybe this panel here, but on the other side it just runs away from you. It's like, you know, it grows and grows and grows in scope. So I was happy to have that stuff. You can kind of hear that But I'm not going to go so far as to pull this all down, put that all up, and then start from scratch on bare metal and put paint on it, only to pull that down someday too. I mean, we're not going to do that to the whole building. But so anyway, and then we're going to use the Graco sprayer like you may have oversaw or on the way by upstairs to put down our paint, which goes pretty quickly. And so the plan is to lean on that process as much as possible here. And I've started on the ceiling white, and then we'll tape off the vinyl window insert, cover those, and I'll spray this trim color, a couple nice coats around. And so onto the surface of the building, the trim color will be over there, and the white from the ceiling will be onto there. And then I'm just carefully fill and block out with red in the sprayer, staying well away from this. And then we'll just have to come over with the red and cut in with a brush, and maybe even a roller if it's a far way, up to the trim. And this should be pretty fresh. And then the floor has been painted, unfortunately, so it's hard to stain here without getting that paint right off of there. So I may look at stripping this first and then bleaching it and staining it, because I think it would be, we're not going to repaint it, because repainting it just creates more wait time between now and when you can actually stain it, which is what it should have. I'm just not a big fan of painting. I don't know, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth here and come back and we'll have painted it. I don't know, undecided. Anyway, this is going to look a lot better. We'll come back and look at it when we get through painting it here. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you.